Hey friends, welcome to your channel Floral Gardening. Before we start, I would like to say something. As we are all familiar with whatever is going on in our country because of the novel coronavirus, we as a responsible citizen of India should try our best to avoid gathering and follow social distancing. As addressed by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, we have got a golden opportunity to do all those things we always wanted to do, but were busy in our hectic schedule. Whatever government is doing is all for our health and benefit. So I will request you all to stay at home. Thank you. So let's start our today's topic about peace rose. So here is my peace rose which I bought for around 80 rupees this winter from the local nursery. Since I bought it, it has bloomed twice and it has really lovely blooms. Peace rose is a hardy, vigorous rose relatively resistant to diseases, making it popular in gardens as well as in the floral trade. It was developed by French horticulturist Francis Meilland in the year 1935 to 1939. Peace rose is a beautiful, large, cupped, high-centered bloom having around 45 petals of golden primrose yellow with soft rose pink shadings. It grows up to 5 or 6 feet tall with large leathery foliage and big multi-petaled flowers that can be up to 5 inches across when fully opened. Talking about the fragrance, peace rose have a very good fragrance when it opens, but after around 5 hours you may notice that its fragrance is disappearing. As we have the spring season now, it is the best time to grow these plants. So here is the Chicago peace rose. Lovely, right? Actually, this plant was gifted by one of my friends, so I do not know about its price. When I got this plant, I even didn't know its name, and on searching about it on Google, I found out that it's the Chicago peace rose. Chicago peace is a tall upright shrub, 4 to 7 feet in height and spreads up to 2 to 3 feet. As you see, its blooms are very large with an average diameter of 10 centimeter. Its petals have blend of pink, yellow and orange and have a mild fragrance. It has around 40 petals which are highly centered, have a cup-shaped form. These flowers are borne mostly solitary with large glossy green leathery foliage. The plant blooms and flushes from spring through the autumn and is sometimes prone to black spot in autumn. The speciality of peace roses is that they have the center of heart shape. Something like this. You may not find it all time, but it may help you identify it when its petals are just opening. So here is another beautiful member of peace rose family whose name is glowing peace. Glowing peace is a medium bushy shrub which is 3 to 4 feet in height and spreads up to 2 to 3 feet when grown in full sunlight. The bloom of glowing peace are 7.5 to 10 cm in diameter with a cupped bloom form. The petals of this flower are orange and yellow with light pink edges and resemble the peace rose, but they have more contrasting color with non-fading pink edges. The flowers open from attractive round buds which are dark red and yellow on the outside. Flowers are borne singly and in small clusters on long sturdy stems. The rose has a light, sweet tea fragrance and large dark green foliage. Growing peace is a vigorous flower and blooms continuously throughout the spring. Talking about its identification, you can figure out the same heart shape as we have seen in the Chicago peace. So here comes the most awaited rose plant for which most of you have been waiting for, and it's the love and peace rose. Here love and peace rose is sold for around 140 rupees, which one of my neighbor has bought from the local nursery. And now I have to wait for the next winter to buy. So coming to the details, love and peace is a medium tall upright shrub of 4 to 6 feet in height, which spreads up to 2 to 3 feet. Its blooms are large, like around 15 centimeter in diameter, with a high centered bloom form. The flowers are dark peach yellow with dark pinkish red edges and are typically borne singly and more rare in clusters. The rose has large dark green foliage. Love and Peace is a outstanding exhibition rose as well as a good garden rose. It blooms in flushes throughout its spring. Now talking about its fragrance, it has a rich fruity fragrance which is lacking in the golden peace rose. Now comes the amazing member of the peace rose family is the flaming rose, which is very different from all the other roses that we just covered till now. This rose plant becomes too large when it starts giving its first bloom, so it's generally planted in the ground instead of pots. It has around 40 petals in each bloom and the blooms are highly centered. Coming to its color, it has much reddish pink color, and when it starts blooming you can see the outer color with some whitish yellow shade. It has amazing fruity fragrance when you come across it. Like all other peace rose plants, here also you can get the same heart shape in the center of a rose. In present it is not found in Bhubaneswar, actually where I live now, but I have seen it in my visit to Shillong at that time when I did not know about it. Comment down below if you get this rose plant with your city and state name. Now comes another rose plant that does not end with peace but still belongs to the peace rose family. This is the garden party rose, which has highly centered double-shaped flowers with 25 to 28 petals and a creamy white color with more or less pink edges. The ultimate rose book says that garden party has the peace colors but more delicate. But the flowers develop from urn-shaped buds with an average diameter of 11 cm and have a lemony fragrance. Now comes the climbing rose that this peace family has. It is the climbing peace rose, which are often called as most stunning climbing roses that are on market today. It is also one of the most popular roses that have ever been bred by Meilland, the breeder of all the peace rose plants. The blooms are larger than many other climbing roses, averaging around 6 inches in diameter, with a petal count of 40 to 45 petals per bloom. These large stunning blooms also have a fairly strong fragrance, which can only add to the reasons this particular variety is so popular. Climbing pink peace roses grow upwards up to 8 to 10 feet with a base spread of around 4 feet. Here is the picture of climbing peace rose that my friend in United States has in his garden. So here is the second last member of peace rose family who has the name Pullman Orient Express. This rose has golden yellow blended salmon pink edges which look too tempting for any gardener. Talking about its fragrance, it has a moderate fragrance and loses its fragrance too soon after blooming. So each bloom has around 40 to 50 petals, each having an average diameter of 10 to 15 cm. The petals are borne mostly solitary, exhibiting bloom form. These roses bloom in flushes throughout the season. Now you might ask, what's the difference between the love and peace rose and this rose? So the answer lies in its fragrance. These roses lose their fragrance too earlier than that of love and peace rose. Now let's jump on to the last but not the least of all the peace rose plants. So this is the superstar rose, which also belongs to the family of peace roses. Superstar rose was bred in 1960. This is the most brilliant rose where a color statement is needed. Superstar has the color of the lipsticks when they bloom. It is the brightest orange-red rose which produces a succession of blooms on long stems. This is a strong growing rose reaching 4 feet in right position and generally pretty healthy. Occasionally it may get the powdery mildew towards the end of summer, but I think it is a function of its terrific flowering effect combined with the lack of moisture at the roots. It does not tend to happen in the well prepared and well mulched soil. Now talking about its identification, it is easily found in the local nurseries. Here it costs around 60 rupees. It has the same heart-shaped design in its center as seen in the Chicago piece. According to the historical records, it was developed by French horticulturist Francis Meilland in the years 1935 to 1939. When Meilland foresaw the German invasion of France, he sent the cuttings to his friends in Italy, Turkey, Germany, and the United States to protect the new rose. It is said that it was sent to the US on the last plane available before the German invasion, where it was safely propagated by Konrad Pyle Co. during the war. Finally, reminding you about what I said earlier, please avoid going out for any kind of unnecessary work and maintain social distancing, as it is the only way to get out of this pandemic. And a big salute to all those doctors, nurses, maintenance staff, police and all of them who are out there risking their lives for us. Thank you to all of you.